And welcome to Pokemon D&D Ice. Parsers Heaven. Oh no, I don't read that part. Hello everyone. Yeah, we're back again for another wonderful session of our uh, kind of young campaign, but it's slowly snowballing into a much bigger one. I believe we had
No.
a chat of who was going to recap before this started, and that will be our friend Fire Ally. What happened last session? I totally forget.
Yes. So last session, we opened the doors to the temple here, and we found all these beautiful statues inside that Sinbad promptly started graffitiing, which made Loki very happy. And we also stole some stuff from the religious loot box where people left offerings. We got some scrolls and stuff from there. And then after some chatting, we went downstairs, found a few elementals who wanted to eat some gems. And Loki was like, why don't we kill them? And we're like, let's not do that. So then we came back up the stairs, came all the way back around, and went under the wall rain over there. And yeah, so after that, we went down there. We started exploring different passages, starting picking up potions and things. We found a bunch of skulls with gems in the eye sockets. So Sinbad was like, all right, cool. We'll feed it to the elementals and we'll get out of here. And then he picked one up. And then they started killing everyone, including Loki, because he's guilty by association. And so we took them out relatively easily. Then we fought a Cophagrigus, who was definitely not a mummy and definitely did not try to rot Sabrina's brains out. And then after that, we had finally reached the Ashen Scepter, which Sinbad and Loki made a break for. And Loki ended up solving the puzzle before Sinbad within like 6 seconds. So he ended up coming out with it on top. And so then we explored the rest of the dungeon, killed some more stuff, and then eventually we came outside where we were ambushed because they told us that they had our friends, which were actually just the Nero people things from 2 sessions ago that we ended up roping up. So it was an ambush that Sigurd and Sinbad walked into, and then everyone else slowly started coming out, with Loki coming out last, which was the most important thing because he had what they wanted, the Ashen Scepter. And then they said some spooky words and died. Sigurd ripped out one of their hearts.
Yeah, excellent. You can grab one of those inspiration that expire on 9/31/22 at
Yeah.
between 3 hours from now. Okay, so Sigurd, you kind of assisted Mechagross in felling this Marowak, and you see the splinters and build up in it, and like spider webs as it cracks and shatters into a million pieces, and you just hear the sound of the wind after the battle that had just ensued. But before we end initiative right away here, it's Sinbad's turn. And what do you want to do on your turn, Sinbad?
He's getting out of dodge.
Okay.
So he's going to move his full 30 feet of movement, and then he's going to dash, and he's going to Misty Step, and then fly an extra 10 feet. So he's 100 feet away.
Okay, let me parse that out. So first you're gonna dash. So
He's
that's
going to move, dash, and then bonus action.
okay.
I mean, they're all 30 feet, and then he gets the extra 10 feet of flying. So he's 100 feet away. He's off the map.
All right, so we're out of initiative now. So as the battle ends in this fenced area with the fences reaching about 10 feet high, it's dead silent now. You don't hear anything else. You look over and see the four scoundrels. Funny enough, they were right here before. It seems like they were moved over here. And you can also kind of see through the fence your shattered rope. I believe that belonged to Sigurd. But
Yes.
when you also look over in this direction, you see Sinbad bolting over to over southward from the temple. It seems like he kind of poofed too. When looking out, he's pretty. Normally, it'd be pretty hard to track him, but he's stepping on snow, so he's leaving footprints behind, and there's nothing really out there obscuring him, so you can see him dashing out there.
This bolt of red just
across
the
He's Rudolph now.
All right. So Bree is going to use Misty Step, and she's going to go 30 feet. Then however far Misty Step allows, and then she's going to use her movement to go 30 feet, and then she's going to dash to go 30 feet.
Okay,
so she's pretty much right up behind him, and she's gonna.
I would just like to point out before she starts doing this, you're just gonna hear from Aiden. Was he supposed to start? And then just
Yeah.
Makes that sound too.
Yeah, it makes that exact noise.
All right, so yeah, you're pretty close to him now.
Sib, what do you think you're doing?
He's not answering. He's just keep running.
Okay.
Well, she's gonna just keep running too.
What are you guys doing?
I guess Aiden is gonna look over to Sigurd and he's gonna shrug at first, and then we should follow them, I guess.
Sigurd is unresponsive at the moment. He's kind of just standing there, there's like shards of ice kind of on the ground, right?
Yeah. Well, funny enough, those creatures you defeated, nothing remains of them except those kind of that hood and cloak they were wearing. It looks like a very tribalistic depiction of that statue you saw earlier. I know. I think I have it in my. It kind of looks very much like this, except it's
like the bird one.
It's like a hood.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, he's just kind of staring down at all the shards of ice.
Maybe you're
probably also. Sorry.
Maybe you're still holding that one, like a phantom of that one you were grasping at the very.
Yeah, like the meteor shard that he pulled out, just kind of cracks in half in his hand and then falls apart.
Yeah.
He's just kind of looking at it and looking down, not saying a thing.
Crap. He turns to the Mechagross. Get after them. And he's ordering his Mechagross to just start chasing after Sinbad and potentially just grab him.
Okay, he's pretty far away, and you don't have the Misty Step abilities that they have, so you're gonna be a little behind them. Loki, what are you doing?
More specifically, Aiden is staying behind. He's ordered the construct to go after them.
Yeah.
Loki, after seeing Sinbad go off running, he's like, "Oh, that idiot fox!" And he begins attempting to run after it as well, though since he doesn't have any magical teleportation or anything, he's probably going to be moving, not catching up very easily either.
You're probably on the same level as Mechagross in terms of catching up.
Mechagross is a little bit faster than
most, okay.
Because it moves at 40 feet, so 80 with a dash.
Oh, so it can definitely catch up to him, given... Okay. Alright, if we're doing this, then I want everyone to roll a d6, including Loki.
Alright.
Oh, Loki, you're welcome to the pain party. Oh. Nice!
We're starting off strong.
Incredible. How about another?
Oh! Re-rolled a 1, 2.
Alright.
Oh, you got that one. Try another.
So, Sigurd and Aiden are kind of staying behind here. All you have around you are a bunch of shards of ice, and these 4 scoundrels kind of leaning up against the fence.
Uh-oh.
But out in the wilderness, Sinbad is running. And you're kind of just throwing caution to the wind, right, Sinbad? Just everything's a blur right now to you. You could feel the wind kind of tearing at your face like just icy claws as you're just going. You don't even know where. You might not even be heading back the same way you came. But you hear the voices of your sister and the stomping of Mechagross and the cries of Loki behind you. But I want you to make a perception check with disadvantage.
Oh, this is gonna go well. Ah. Natural 20, goodbye.
Oh!
Wow.
He's out.
30-20 disadvantage.
That adrenaline kicking in.
Yeah.
I cannot believe you spent all our luck in that one roll today.
So as you're running, your probably mind all muddled. You see waiting, laying in wait for you, is that glacion again.
Oh.
It's hiding behind a tree, and it looks like it's ready to pounce you as you're running towards it.
So the tree is more southbound.
Yeah, if you were just running in a straight line, it's heading towards you, but you could see it like kind of readying itself to attack you.
All right. We're going left.
We're going left? Okay. It's going to chase after you then. Let's roll for initiative. Just let's say it'll be Sinbad, Sabrina, and I don't know what Mechagross is going to do. It was ordered to just catch up to Sinbad.
It's ordered to tackle him, so if it catches up, it'll make things a whole lot worse.
They can take actions on their own.
Well, the problem is that Aiden is
Nice. I
That's
blew all the
true.
luck.
It can still move freely, I guess, but
Aha.
it can't really take any actions.
That
Loki
is
does
true.
not have good initiative.
You rolled 2, Loki, right?
Yeah.
All right, good. I'm just trying to find you.
I am random Zoro Sprite X, I believe.
There you
Oh
are.
dear. Since it's using its own initiative, I have to do this as a +1. Yeah.
All right.
I'm still faster, and I rolled a 6.
Oh, this is going to be very strange.
All
right.
Well,
Where's my D20? I can't lose that. Got a 10. All right. Go back to here.
I can't find where you grab icons from because everything has disappeared.
You want a new Mechagross? That's what.
Yeah, I have no idea where to grab stuff from because it's.
Here you go. Oh, okay. Well,
thank you. Oh, uh-oh.
so where is he in initiative?
5.
5. Okay, I tilted him a little bit. That's all right.
Yeah, apologies. Just
all right.
my UI seems to have done strange things here.
So you're heading to the left, Sinbad. It was kind of right there, and I'll say you. What sets it off is when it notices you notice it, and it's going that way. But it is Sabrina first, and you're not too far behind him. You're pretty close, so I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you move. By this time, you notice it too. You notice the glacion because it exposed itself. So what do you want to do at this point? I'll say you're like maybe 50. Yeah, I'll say you're 15 feet behind Sinbad.
All right, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
She's going to use her bonus action to cast Expeditious Retreat on herself.
All right.
She's going to kind of make it so that Sinbad can't get away, and then she's going to use her main action to firebolt the glacion.
All right. Make an attack roll.
All right. That should be a +5. Yeah. 20.
20 does hit.
5 fire damage.
Let me just switch to the owlbear.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, that one. Okay. Sorry about that. Let's just zoom in here. All right. You did how much damage to it?
5 fire
5?
damage.
Okay.
Yep.
Boop. All right. You can still see it's wounded too from your
Okay.
Last bout. You can see the injuries, and you can totally tell it's the same one.
Got it.
All right. It's since you're not all bunched together this time, it can't really do that. So it's going to just run up to you, Sinbad, and it's going to try and bite you. I think it misses. I'm hearing a little bit of an echo from myself. But it did get 13.
A 13. Oh. I'm like, I think my AC is 12. Yeah, it's 12.
Oh, it got you. All right. So that's going to
I mean, unless Bree has magic armor on Sinbad, which I'm pretty sure she took that away.
Yeah, she can't do that. That's actually not something she can do. So, sorry.
that'll be 9 piercing damage, and I want you to make a strength saving throw.
Well, this is fine. This is not fine. Goodbye, inspiration. Thank you, inspiration.
What did you get?
Oh, wait. I got 5.
That's
I rolled a natural 1 with my bonus for a 3, and then I rolled a natural 3.
that's
Okay.
impressive.
You are knocked prone as this glacion pounces on you, and you're just kind of tackled to the ground as you roll through the snow. You just hear the crunching as you're on your back. Okay. We will go to Mechagross. I'll say you're a little behind. So I'll say it arrives here. I'll say it's
Right.
on the map.
And that's as much movement as it has.
Yeah, it spent it getting here. Loki, on the
Okay.
other hand, I'm going to skip over his turn, and then you're going to be in Mechagross's position next turn.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't think Mechagross can really do anything.
And I'll assume you used all your movement to kind of get there.
Right.
So we're going to wrap on back to Sabrina. You just watch Sinbad get pounced on by this thing, and he's down in the snow.
Wait.
All right. She's going to toll the dead.
What was that, Loki?
Sorry, doesn't Sinbad get a turn?
Oh, right.
Oh.
Yeah. Totally missed
Yeah.
it.
I was like,
Yeah.
all right. So, yeah, I guess this is how it's going to go. So Sinbad is going to cast Thunder Wave.
Okay.
And so that's the con save that this fellow has to make, but I think it shoves him either way.
No, only if he fails.
Okay. Does he fail?
Does he fail? Let me see his con. He got a 13.
He fails.
He fails.
11 damage.
11 damage. Ouch. That'll be 16. And so he is blasted 15 feet away from you. Let me see here.
Might could just be 10.
Oh, 10, yeah. So he's here. Okay. And you're still prone, but
It's half my movement to get up, right?
yeah, and then you basically have 15 movement.
All right, so Then we're gonna move over here. And I'm gonna mooch my last first spell slot.
What are you gonna do with it?
Well, I can't do anything with it. That's all my actions.
And yes, Thunderwave is 15 feet, so move him another 5 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will change that on my sheet then.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just move him there. Okay. Alrighty, now we'll wrap around to Sabrina. You see Aiden's pet arrive on the scene, and off in the distance you see this little black and red blur kind of approaching the battlefield. But yeah, that's the situation now.
Okay, she's gonna go up here and she's going to. Let's see, how far away is she? Oh yeah, she can do that. She's gonna toll at the dead.
All right. A wisdom save is in its future, correct?
Uh-huh. Waiting for that 19.
Yeah, of course. Well, actually got a 3.
Oh wow, okay.
The second
8
toll
necrotic
deadly.
damage.
8 necrotic. That's 24. Okay. Sabrina and Sinbad, I want you both to do an either animal handling or insight check, whatever's higher.
They're the same thing.
Nice. I'm ahead of this. 11.
15.
I'm hearing a cry.
Who got the 15?
I did.
Sabrina, you notice this thing seems to be going after you with a lot of desperation, despite its wounds.
Okay.
And back to Sigurd and Aiden, you heard a very loud boom.
Oh no.
Oh right. Oh, I was muted. Oh right. Yeah.
Yes.
I forgot that's how that works.
We should probably Sigurd.
That, I think that is probably enough to knock him out
Yeah.
of his stupor. He's like,
Aiden is
Can
pointing
I-
in the direction that everyone else ran. We need to move.
what? Oh. He's gonna take. He kind of glances around, sees that no one's there.
Probably picks up Aiden or something and starts running.
Yeah, he's gonna start going.
All right. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, is that a possibility? Since Sigurd is tall enough, could Aiden effectively sort of like ride on his shoulders?
You are small. I'll allow it, but you could run, but you are super behind.
Yeah,
Yes.
obviously.
All right. But back to Sabrina's turn. Were you going to do anything else besides that Toll of the Dead?
Nope, that's it. That's all she can do.
Okay. All right. This glacion, it's knocked prone as well. So, it seems it's 20 feet away from you, so you are safe, Sinbad. So it's going to get to its feet, and it's going to use all its movement to try and cut you off. And that is its turn. Now we'll go to you, Sinbad.
All right. He's going to use his action to disengage. He's going to use his bonus action to create a second level spell slot.
All right.
And then he's just going to keep moving.
All right.
It's going to be like here.
All right. So it kind of like jumps in your way, and then you kind of like fall back a little bit, and then you just go the other way.
Something like that.
All right. So Mechagross, what's it doing?
Well, given what it was ordered to do,
Yeah.
it's probably taking the dash action to catch up to Sinbad, but that's about all it can do.
Yeah,
so...
it can get right in Sinbad. You can cut him off if you want, but I don't know if this thing is
He's
like.
trying to... I think it's probably just going to be like, hey, within range. What it's going to attempt to do basically is grabbing Sinbad, but
All right.
it can't do that right now.
Yeah, it had to use all its movement to get there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So then with Loki, we're gonna say you arrive on the battle and you see what's going on here, but you can't really do anything. You see that foe you had before. You see Sabrina attacking it, and you see Sinbad still running, and Aiden's little contraption seems to be trying to grab him. I will let you have a free action though, so you could say stuff or.
Okay. He's gonna say, "This is why we don't randomly run. Get back here. We're supposed to go north, not south." Obviously, this isn't gonna work, but
Yeah. Sabrina.
No, she's not going to move there. I know what's going to happen if she does. She's actually going to move here, and she's going to say,
Sib, I don't know why you're running, but you'd better stop because I can outrun you no problem.
and then she's just, without even really looking at the glacion, she just kind of points her stick at it and casts magic missile.
Okay. What's the damage?
3d4 plus 3. 9 force damage.
So these like 3 red needles shoot out and just strike the glacion in several different places, and it yelps in pain. But it's its turn again, and yeah, you're hurting it, so it's probably going to go after the thing that's not really defending itself. And it's going to... Actually, it's going to position itself right there. And I want you to make a dexterity saving throw, Sinbad and Mechagross.
This sounds like something bad.
Boy. I wonder what it could be.
Ah, dirty 20.
Plus 3. 11.
All right, it got 11.
Yeah.
So it's going to take 27 cold damage, while Sinbad only takes 13.
Oh, okay.
I think we're both dead.
The contraption just kind of shuts off.
So you see it powered. Does Sinbad get knocked down too?
Yeah, he does.
Okay. So you are down. Alrighty.
Breeze is like, quit running, Sinbad. Glacion.
As this like
Everything
blast
dies.
of cold air just sends you back, there's just icicles hanging off of you, your body on the ground. All right.
Glued.
To a death saving throw, Sinbad.
Oh, 2 of them.
Wait, do 2 or just 1?
Just 1. Okay, that's 1 pass.
Okay.
I was half expecting to get a natural 1.
Yeah, I was too. So the Mechagross doesn't make any saving throws. It's just kind of out of commission, right?
I have no clue.
Yeah, it's just out of commission.
All
I
right.
think there was a thing about it, like...
It's technically dead at the moment. You can use a spell slot, a first level spell slot or higher to revive it, as long as you do that within the next hour, I think. But
Yeah.
Anyway, Loki, you saw this kind of just like, you saw Sinbad get blasted back by this creature's icy cold breath, and Aiden's mechanical buddy get scrapped because of it.
Loki is just right now sighing relentlessly. He's just like, this is what happens, and he is going to shoot some he's gonna shoot some scorching rays at this glacion.
All right. You have the range? Yeah, definitely. It's only 55 feet.
I'm pretty dang sure.
All right.
All right.
Make some attack rolls as you use... This is through the Ashen Scepter, or is this just your spell slots?
Just through the spell slot.
All right.
I could have used it through either or. It doesn't particularly matter, but... Right. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Okay. Oh!
Hmm.
They...
That does not hit.
Figured.
Hit the rock.
Yeah, it hit the rock or stump or whatever that is.
Okay.
Yeah, that one will hit.
25. Alright. So the second flame will deal about 9 fire damage.
All right. It is bloodied.
Alright. Let's see if it can... Nope!
Nope. That's a fail. All right.
Oh my god.
All right. We will go back to Sabrina. You watched your brother get snow blown away.
All right, going for a firebolt.
Parser's favorite number is 12.
Do you want to do anything else?
She's remaining where she is.
All right. It is going to grab Sinbad and start dragging him away.
Oh no.
It's a good thing he's bigger than Aiden.
This is a medium. Yeah, so it can drag you with all its movement. So it's going to go this way. All right. Mechagross is out of initiative. And Sinbad, do a death saving throw.
One fail.
Well, that's one fail.
He's biting too hard.
All right, we go to Loki.
Okay, Loki is going to approach up 30 feet. He's not going to let this glacion get away, and yeah, I think he'll use the Ashen Scepter this time and send another Scorching Ray its way.
All right.
Hopefully, this will actually manage to do the job, but we'll see. Does a 14 hit?
A 14 does indeed hit.
Okay. 7 fire damage?
49. Yep. Okay. Well, not 449. You wish.
Yeah. It's still up?
It's still up.
Okay. Second verse. That's not going to hit. Third verse. I assume that 24 hits?
A 24 does indeed hit.
Okay. 8 fire damage.
You're going to kill this thing?
Yes.
So as this ray of scorching energy from the Ashen Scepter hits this thing, it just gets engulfed in flames, and you just see this black charred body fall down next to Sinbad. We are still going to remain in initiative because we have someone making death saving throws. I think by this time, Sigurd and Aiden arrive.
Aiden sees his beloved
Sounds
dead.
all right.
Yeah. I won't give you a turn in this initiative, but Sabrina, it's your turn.
All right, because of Expeditious Retreat, she can use her bonus action to dash, and she's going to use her action to use the healing kit to stabilize him.
All right, that doesn't give him any HP. It just stabilizes him.
Yep.
Right? All right, so Sinbad, roll a d4.
All right, it's gonna be a 4. Yep.
4 hours from now, unless you're given HP, you're unconscious. And
Excellent.
you have all reconvened at this point.
Okay. So, Loki's gonna... We're out of initiative, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure. So Loki's gonna approach Sai and say, "What in Reshiram's name was this idiot thinking?"
Stupid is as stupid does, Loki. You kind of get used to it. I've had to live with it my whole life.
I could heal him right now, but honestly,
Don't.
he'd probably try and escape. It's better if we drag him with us than attempt to bring him up.
Yeah, I'd say tie him with a rope, but we're probably going to have to gag him as well, because otherwise, well,
And she just kind of spits a little bit of fire from her mouth.
I hate to treat him like a prisoner, but if this is how he
don't
wants
worry
to...
about it at all. He deserves it.
At this point, Aiden's going to approach and kind of see that...
Yeah, you see this miserable heap of just metal and kind of spluttering wires and smoke.
What?
I mean, I don't think it's smoking. It's definitely frozen.
Yeah, I guess it'd be more frozen, if anything.
What in the world?
That feral glacion that we left alive, by the way, suddenly ambushed and attacked us. It nearly dragged the idiot fox off, and it's responsible for your mechanical creation being in its current state.
Let's at least get just a little bit farther away from here, then let's set up shop and get some legitimate rest in. It's been too long.
I mean, unless someone wants to help me carry this...
You got this, Sig?
Sigurd kind of glances at the heap of metal. I'll try my best.
All right. So your plan is to carry both Sinbad and...
well, unless...
I could
Aiden's
also...
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to be slowed down a little if you're doing all this, because you're lugging two bodies with you. That
Yeah.
Ice, do you have that spell slot to bring it back up?
Yeah, actually.
You may as well do that, so that we don't have to worry about the mecha gross at least.
That is very true. How long would you suggest that would take, then?
6 seconds.
It takes a minute in game.
Yeah, so that's not a big deal.
Oh, yeah, 1 minute. Okay. That's definitely not a big deal. For some reason, I thought it was going to take longer than that.
No.
All right, there goes one spell slot.
All right, so are you just going to, load Sinbad up onto Mechagross? So
it's going to be easier for Mechagross to carry him at this point.
And
maybe...
Which way do you plan on heading? Are you just...
North.
Are you camping, or what's your plan here? You didn't get any... Well, you got 8 hours of sleep, but you forego getting your stuff back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I say we just, go to about right here, then settle down and take a bona fide long rest.
So it's... Wait, it's 8 hours per tile?
Yeah. We've
it's
changed.
8 hours per tile.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was changed.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
approximately what time is it now, considering...
It's
what
early
time
morning,
spent?
because you got up early in the morning to go in the temple, and...
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, around here
8,
would be
16.
evening.
Yeah.
That's 24 there.
No, 8.
8,
16.
16,
Oh, that
24.
Yeah.
So right here, then.
All right. Sure thing. Let's
right
do...
bef-
Well, go ahead. You're going to do some stuff.
as everyone is leaving, Sigurd waits for everyone else to leave, and he's going to pick up a nearby rock and place it on the glacion before following.
Okay, you got an easy one. That's the temperature out, so we're going to make checks. So add your winter. You do the frost check.
My modifier is 20. Do I pass?
If it's 20, you pass.
Okay.
What's
Yeah,
my modifier again? I've forgotten.
It should be 15 plus your constitution.
15 plus con. Yeah, that's it. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, no, okay, so a 19 still passes, because even on a 1, that's 20.
Yeah, Sinbad also has a plus 20, so... I mean, unless dead people have different throws.
No, you still make saving throws like normal. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You're good.
Well done.
What a waste of a
Nice.
nat 20.
Nice use of a nat 20.
That Ashen Scepter's pulling its weight.
Yeah, I like to imagine Loki is feeling very warm and comfortable right now thanks to the Ashen Scepter.
And keep in mind, you can bless 5 creatures to make that check another +5.
Mm-hmm.
So would you have done that,
Loki-
or are you not doing that?
As of right now, no, but depending on what happens, he might do it in the morning, or he might, depends on certain things.
All right.
But for now, he's saving that.
Now I want everyone but Loki to roll a d8 since you're going at a normal pace.
Does this include Sinbad?
Yes, this includes Sinbad.
All right, bodies roll d8s. Say hello to my nat 1.
Nope.
Just a lot of 7s and 2s.
7s and 2s.
All right, you're good. You get to so it's maybe a little quiet around your ensemble as you march through the snow towards going back to the Hallowed Flame camp.
Oh, and while Sib is unconscious, Bree's gonna take the gemstone eyes that he has.
No!
They're looting you, man.
Oh,
Wow.
Goodbye.
She doesn't trust him with those.
Goodbye, mummy gems.
All right.
All right, well, they're gone.
So
Yeah.
you make camp at a small little. Well, I guess you can do your nightly activities. Sinbad, you're up by now, actually. So I guess it's midway through your march too. So as you're marching along, your vision comes to, and you see the whiteness of the ice continent fill your vision as you feel yourself being like rocked back and forth with big slams on the ground. And when you look over your shoulder, you're maybe draped with a blanket, and you see your 4 party members marching alongside you, except you're on your back right now.
I'm like, all right, so what's his condition right now? Party.
You're up with 1 HP.
Well, I know that much. I mean, like, what did you do to him?
You just put him on
Did
the
you do
back.
everything Sabrina said, or is he just hanging out on Metagross?
That's up to
I'm-
Sabrina.
I'm-
Yeah, that's up to Sabrina.
I was about to say, I think Sabrina, though, Loki would probably have helped tie him up easily if.
If she suggested it.
Yeah.
He's tied up.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
All right, he's going to use produce flames because he doesn't need his hands. I don't know if that means no somatic components or not.
But you said you gagged him too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does produce flames have verbal? It does.
Oh my gosh.
All right, new plan. He's going to use. No, he can't. How much is he tied up?
Well, by
Oh,
this,
she knows how magic works. You're not moving.
How much movement do you need for a somatic spell?
Yes, you can't.
you're in the restrained position right now, so you can't do it. You need to like in D&D, you need to like do a bunch of like abracadabra hand gestures to do it. You're kind of tied up right now. But by the time you wake up and you're trying to escape and all that, they notice you.
When she notices him struggling, she's just gonna kind of go,
Really? You're still trying to run away?
He's just
And
going to
she uses-
narrow his eyes at her.
You just hear Aiden from the back. He really is just.
He might growl too. He might.
all right. She's going to use message on him so he can respond. She's gonna say,
You better have a really good explanation for this. Explain yourself.
He's not going to
Meanwhile-
respond. He's just going to kind of turn his head away from her.
Meanwhile, Loki out loud is going to say, "Run away again, and I will be forced to knock you out. I would prefer not to do that, personally. I prefer not attacking people like you, but if you are a detriment to us getting back the Ashen Scepter back, I will knock you out.
He will then use the message from Sabrina to say, why does he think I'm going to be a liability to the Ashen Scepter? He already has it.
She's going to message him.
Because you're a liability to us as it is.
Since Aiden hasn't heard any of this, meanwhile, you just kind of hear him from the back. He kind of reminds me of some of the stupid kids in school sometimes. They kind of got special rooms.
Sinbad rolls.
Bree's
his eyes.
actually going to laugh at that.
Oh my god.
Sigurd kind of gives a worried look at Aiden and then at Sabrina when that happens.
What?
He's not wrong.
I mean, he ran off, and then that, and now, I had to spend time fixing up Mechagross.
Do you have some sort of reason why you did that?
But
He's not talking. I asked him, he won't respond.
Maybe not to you.
Well, do you have any way to communicate with him telepathically?
Sigurd
Because I'm
just sort
not
of
taking
shakes
that
his head.
Because I'm not taking that gag out of his mouth. As soon as I do, he's probably just going to Misty Step away, and then we'll have to do this whole rigmarole all over again.
Yes, whether we like it or not, he's going to be stuck like that until we reach the Hallowed Flames. Once we're done there, you may decide what to do with them or how, but for now, returning back there is our highest priority, and we can't have people running off randomly.
He says, you don't need me to finish what we started.
I guess
How's
this
he
comes out as...
Well, no, he's saying that through Bree's sending, so only she
Okay.
can hear that.
All right.
oh,
Okay.
She's just going to reply to him. Well, actually, she's not even going to reply to him. She's just going to let the message sever.
Oh my. All right. Well, I'm guessing it's gonna kind of go this way through the march to your camp.
yeah. Except maybe Aiden makes one last comment. This kind of reminds me of the story that we had where Hila was trying to come back to the town with some bandits wrapped up, and this isn't exactly what I thought it would be like when you have to bring someone you know. Never mind. He's just kind of rambling here and there with some of his own thoughts going on, just given the situation at this point.
Yeah.
And as we walk, if anyone nearby is listening, they can hear the ramblings of a nerd.
Okay, so I guess you get to nightfall and you're going to set up camp by now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you have your nightly activities, and what do you want those to be? Except Sinbad.
Actually,
Actually,
answer, getting away.
Sinbad, I will let you try and escape through,
Oh
but
my.
I mean, all their eyes are on you. So as soon as you start struggling, it's gonna be hard. That's what I'm telling you.
If everyone else goes off to do things, Sigurd's just gonna sit by. Well, he's just gonna sit down by Mechagross and just sort of pull out a journal and start doing things in there.
All right.
He'll probably try to work the gag out.
Yeah, you just cut it, just like biting around to make it
Yeah.
move. All right. What are the rest of you doing?
Let's see.
Bree's looking for a pretty rock.
A pretty rock? Okay.
I
Meaning,
guess
you're right.
So you can do either Arcana or Survival.
17.
You don't find anything.
Okay.
meanwhile, I guess Aiden would kind of just be setting up his. I mean, we found a spot, right?
You're kind of stopping for the night, so you could do the survival to find like maybe a cave or some outcropped tree.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Right.
was just about to say, because that's what I was gonna have Loki do, is try and find a good spot.
Yeah. So you can do a survival if you want to do that.
I guess maybe the two of them might go looking.
Okay. I will also, will you allow me to self-guidance this as well?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Oh, well, not that I need it, but let's flex.
Yeah. Actually,
25!
it might be worth it because I'll go and farther beyond. If you got a 30, that's really
You
good.
said this was a survival check.
Yeah, if you're looking for a shelter.
Well, this is probably gonna be awful, but
Natural
wow.
20.
20.
Yeah, as
that's-
Aiden and Loki go around the area, you find this perfect tree that's kind of hidden behind other ones, but it has a very large trunk that you could hunker down in, and it looks very well protected around it. Like there's small little escape routes under the roots.
oh, cool.
Yeah. But Sigurd and Sinbad, you're kind of staying back while they're not going too far off. Like you can still see them wandering around and stuff, so you're not left alone here. Were you doing something, Sigurd, before I made everyone do the checks, or?
He's open. He's got his own like kind of, I guess, journal and is doing things in there. He is probably just drawing the landscape, actually.
Oh, actually. Oh, wow. Okay. I want Sinbad and Sigurd to do perception checks, but I want you to do it with advantage, Sigurd, because you are drawing the landscape.
Oh, okay.
Perception.
Is that
15.
the correct modifier? Yes. Oh, wow. He's too focused.
Sinbad, as you're kind of like lying down there tied up, you notice kind of near your camp there's the snow, there's like a circle in the snow, which would probably suggest there's like some sort of hole right there, but it's like a perfectly circle like outline in the snow. You kind of see it as you see Sigurd drawing the landscape.
Well, there's not much he can really do about that.
But yeah, your eyes kind of wander towards it though. But yeah, you the party comes back and they see the you go to that tree. Well, they tell you about that tree, and I assume you're gonna move there.
Yeah.
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 All right. Oh yeah, you so you hunker down. You maybe put it's big enough so you can actually like fit your tent under here. It's kind of like the tree was like lifted up by the roots, so it's being supported by these 4 large roots, but you could like crawl under it. And do you just want to go to sleep, or?
Is there anything else?
Well, do we want to take watches or anything like that
I assume we're taking
to make sure that
watches.
Sib doesn't try to get away?
Yeah, we'll probably
I
want to...
mean, assumedly the Mechagross could keep an eye on him.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't need to sleep.
Yeah, that's true.
Still, watches might be just a general good idea. Just,
Yeah.
I mean, this place is pretty protected, but just in case, taking watches is
Night watches
probably a
with
decent idea.
Mechagross is watching Sinbad, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, Mechagros and then a rotating group.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be.
Is it gonna?
I'm not gonna be too
Oh,
picky
sorry.
on watches. I'm just gonna.
Okay.
The random encounter is gonna determine the watch, and you obviously didn't get any, but.
Okay.
I mean, whenever Sigurd is taking watch, that's probably when Sinbad's gonna try to break out.
Oh.
Okay, well, we'll rule it that way then.
All right.
So as the night goes by and they're rotating watches.
Sorry. Before the night goes by, or at least probably near the end of either Loki or Sabrina's watch, Quill?
Yeah. Sabrina's going to, I guess if Loki's asleep or right before he goes to sleep, she's just going to kind of approach him and say,
Hey, Loki, can you come with me for a minute?
Loki sorta, and sorry for interrupting this, but, Loki's gonna sorta tilt his head a little and say, suppose, sure, and follow her out. Or follow her
before
wherever
she
she's
completely
going.
gets out of the way, she's gonna look at Mechagros and she's just gonna point to Sib and say,
If he tries to get away, make sure he doesn't.
and then she's gonna continue on out.
All right. So it doesn't take orders from you, so it's.
I know, but I know that.
So
but she's gonna do it
yeah.
anyway.
You think it did, but. All right. So I believe you guys actually wanted to go in a private room, but
Oh, boy.
I didn't
Oh.
make one. So,
Uh-oh.
Pokemon movie night.
Hopefully-
I guess we're going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you copy the channel, actually?
Yeah, we're in the middle of a thing. Let's just
Yeah.
do that.
That's fair.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So you two.
Nobody else comes into this.
Oh, that's okay if they do. They're just watching the session, right? Because I made it so everyone's muted here. But yeah, besides that point, you walk out. And actually, since you're going out, I want you both to do perception checks.
Okay.
Alright.
Ugh.
Net
There.
20.
Loki, as you're kind of watching out in the distance, you notice that hole that Sinbad saw. But you're kind of you kind of stare at it like, and then you're interrupted by Sabrina.
Okay, Loki, so first of all, I want to apologize for my brother being so disrespectful to your beliefs and, running away and stuff. He's way out of line and, well, there's nothing I can really do about that, but like I said earlier, stupid is as stupid does and all that. I'm sorry for him. I hope you don't hold it against any of us.
I will not. His actions are clearly not what you guys want to do, so I won't be too harsh on the rest of you, though. If this is how he is going to act, then I would sincerely recommend he not spend too much more time on this continent. There are many dangers around here, and one such as him who loses his nerve and randomly runs off will not survive long.
Yeah, I'm figuring that. Once we get back to your base, I'm just gonna let him go and run. If he wants to die out there, I'll probably get blamed for it, but what else can I really do? If he's gonna run, he's gonna run. He's gonna go with the first chance he gets, and there's nothing I can do about that. Why I really wanted to stop him was to make sure I got those 3 relics back from him so that we could get them where they belong.
Are you sure about that? I won't deny if he is going to run constantly, then it'll be quite detrimental to anything you guys might want to do, assuming we do make it back, and assuming we don't, it'll be detrimental to this group returning back as a whole, but he is still family, is he not?
Yes, he is. I'll try to talk him out of it one last time, but I'm going to need to get him in a room where he can't see outside of it. Otherwise, he's just going to teleport away. Anyway, there was something I wanted to ask you about. Back down in the catacombs, for lack of a better term, you looked really happy when you attuned to that scepter. I've got a few guesses as to why that might be, but I figured it'd be better to hear from you rather than make any assumptions. If you're willing to talk about it, that is. I don't want to intrude on any private matters.
Loki seems almost slightly embarrassed for a second, but he says, "Oh, you noticed that. I apologize."
Oh, there's no need to apologize for it.
He takes a breath, thinks about it for a moment. He says, "I suppose it would be untruthful for me to pretend otherwise. Yes, I was particularly happy. I'm sure you're well aware of this or have heard of it, but there is a curse going around where Pokemon who aren't like you or your brother, Pokemon who aren't fire types, we have no access to even fire magic itself. And as a member of the Hallowed Flames, well, the Sacred Flame of Reshiram is sort of our thing. You saw most of the Hallowed Flames who are here are fire types, so they are unaffected, but I'm not one."
It must have kind of felt like getting special recognition from Reshiram itself, attuning to that thing, huh? Not being a fire type, and now suddenly you're, I guess, blessed, like the rest of us.
Yeah. It hasn't been easy. Even little things like part of our communion is through using the spell of continual flame and holding it close while we commune with Reshiram, and they've given me a continuous flame to use, but it's not the same as being able to cast it. It hasn't been exactly easy, and I mean, you saw out there that I was struggling to fight before getting the scepter, and I believe just being cut off from the flame is probably why. But with the scepter, I've been given Reshiram's blessing again, and I can go, at least for now, I can live as I once did before this flame curse.
She nods and says,
Must be pretty nice to get something that, well, in your case, probably feels like special recognition, huh? I'm really envious of you. I never really got any of that growing up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was pretty much all about Sib. All of his magic, well, it's different than mine. It just comes from him. He's basically his own magical wellspring, and I have to, well, figure out how magic works. My parents were always, well, more proud of him than of me. At least it feels that way.
Well, you're both arcane casters of different merits. I did notice that you seem to cast through his spell book, whereas he casts through his blood.
Yes, and he does quite often point out that I'm nothing without my book. I can't tell you how many times he threatened to burn it as we were growing up. Anyway, I digress. There was one final thing I wanted to ask you about.
And she takes out the spell book that they got from the what did we name it? Spellbook cave book, and says,
I was wondering if you had any sort of access to dispel magic. Something's protecting the lock, and Aiden can't try to pick it without getting hurt. We have a scroll that we could try it with, but I kind of wanted to study the scroll myself and maybe add it to my own spell book. I don't know the next time I'll run into something like that. So, if you're able to do that, do you think you could try dispelling whatever's keeping this lock protected?
Loki looks at the spell book for a moment. He's got a bit of conflict on his face, and he's thinking, and he says, I would need to pray and reshuffle my abilities, but I do have the ability to dispel certain types of magic, yes. But at the same time, he's silent for a bit, and he says, suppose there is something you should know about us in the Hallowed Flames.
I'm listening.
We, as a whole, we have a bit of a, I would say, rocky relationship with arcane casters. Some of the Hallowed Flames are more distrustful than others, and various users of the arcane arts aren't necessarily our, but either way, arcane casting is something that some members frown upon, some more than other. I personally, I don't distrust arcane casters on a whole. I would be inherently hypocritical for many different reasons if I assumed someone was bad just because they were of a specific class or specific type of creature or anything like that, but even still, before I'm willing to allow you access to the book, I must ask you a question if you don't mind.
Go on.
Well, two questions. First, what is your relationship with the Mystery Dungeon Research Association?
Well, I'm interested in their work. They have access to all sorts of magical things, and, well, that's kind of how I get access to more magic, through knowledge.
I see. You seem like a smart girl, so if you do associate with them, I would be careful if I were you.
Oh, I'm aware. We've heard stories about all of the various groups on this continent, and we have our reservations about all of them.
I could imagine, yeah. For our things, the Hallowed Flames, we consider them too distrustful for us to really be comfortable with.
I can understand that.
And I mean, I'm not to force you or to shill the Hallowed Flames too hard, but regardless of what you've heard of us, at the very least, you know we value honesty more than anything else. We keep our word, whether for both better and for ill. But anyways, my second question. Why do you wish to gain access to the spells inside that book?
Well, to add them to my own book.
And what do you intend to do with them?
Use them for whatever I need them for. I don't know what's even in there. Without knowing what's in there, I can't really apply anything.
I suppose that's fair enough. I ask because I'm not against knowledge itself, far from it. In fact, I've done. I'd say I'm a bit of an above average student. I do some amounts of research at myself, so I'm not against that, but I do believe gaining knowledge should have purpose to it beyond just knowledge's sake. I believe if one is to go out and gain knowledge, then one should have a specific focus, and a focus that they could proudly tell others. For example, the betterment of other Pokemon, or to learn more about themselves and things like that. I believe knowledge should be learned for the right reasons in the right places. And that's why I wish to ask you. I wish to ascertain whether you have the right reasons for learning this knowledge.
She just kind of looks at the snow and kind of paws at it for a little bit. Then she says,
I just want Mom and Dad to love me as much as Sib. I want them to notice me and acknowledge that I'm just as strong as he is. I'm just as special.
Loki... He's trying to be stone-faced, but this does seem to be hitting some amount of a chord in him, and he says, well... He takes a deep breath and he says, there is one thing you have over him. You clearly got a far better head on your shoulders.
she smiles a little bit.
Thanks, that means a lot to me.
He looks down for a moment, sighs, and says, can you at least promise me that whatever you find in the spell book, you will use for good and for the betterment of other Pokemon?
Of course. I don't know if it will necessarily align with your views on how things should be done, but I only want to do what's best for everyone. That's why I came here. To help get rid of this curse so that we don't all have to go and, freeze to death.
Okay. Then Loki takes another breath. This may not be entirely aligned with what I like to do, but I will trust you with the book, and I will attempt to dispel the magic surrounding it. Not
just the lock, not on the book. If you dispel the magic on the book, it probably won't work anymore.
Oh, right. Sorry.
It's okay. I just had to make that distinction. It's a very important one.
Okay, we'll attempt to dispel the magic on the lock and see where it goes from there.
Oh, thank you, Loki. Thank you so much. This means a lot to me.
You're welcome. Just be careful. You may...
I will.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to say. You can head on back and I'll resume my watch.
Very well. Sabrina, I wish
Yeah?
you luck.
Thank you.
And he turns around and walks back a little, and he says, but before he fully goes in, he says, I do hope you get the recognition you clearly deserve. And then he walks fully in.
All right. Let's go back.
All right.
Sure.
Hello there.
Hello again.
Oh, yes.
All right. So the
Bye.
night goes by. Loki, you still notice that hole.
What?
By the morning, dawn is broke over, and we'll roll some
Sinbad
dice.
didn't get a breakout while Sigurd did his watch.
Oh, right. We're doing that. I got distracted. Sorry. Okay, so so you can either try an athletics to break the rope or an acrobatics to slip through, but I'm gonna let you do those both at disadvantage. And it's gonna be pretty hard.
All right, let's do the wiggly wigs. Well,
Dang.
13.
Okay, yeah. They seem to have knotted you pretty good, so you maybe try to sneakily just get something out, but you don't really manage to.
I'm burning up our good rolls on these disadvantages.
You are.
Yep.
You just
Siri
thought
just kind of
that.
glances over at him, just kind of goes, "Why are you trying to do this?"
I mean, Sinbad can't really respond. So.
Yeah, he knows.
He just kind of
He's
looks
kinda
at you while his head's upside down, I guess.
Yeah.
Stares into
just
your
kinda-
eyeballs.
He just kind of goes like, I mean, as far as I know, you're more than safe. You're much safer with us than. How dare you saw what came after us.
He shakes his head. If he can.
Yeah, you can shake your head.
Sigurd kind of glances at. I'm assuming Loki's sleeping form.
Yeah.
He kind of points at them as like, "Are they the problem?"
He shakes his head again.
He points at Sabrina. Are they the problem?
He rolls his eyes and shakes his head.
This would be so much easier if you didn't know how to produce fire or just teleport away. And he's just gonna kind of lean back up against Mechagross. And probably just finish his watch. Unless Sinbad tries to leave and escape again.
That check was for the whole night.
Yeah.
That's him squirming all night long.
Yeah. Go to bed.
He goes
It's
to bed
best
when
if he
you
gets
go
some
to
rest.
bed.
Alright.
All right. So we are gonna cut to the morning, and let's do some temperature first. I'm just gonna.
Hooray.
I'll roll it out in the open.
Freezing.
Need 20. Oh, that's a
Oh.
good. Oh, that,
34.
I believe that's gonna be
29
25.
degrees.
25. The check is 25, but we'll do that after the fact.
Okay.
So yeah, you get up. You gather up all your things. Sinbad still needs to eat, so he's gonna be exhausted if he because he's kind of the source of Goodberry, and
No one gets food.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do.
Oh yeah, I have all
Alright.
my stuff back. Don't wait. No, we didn't take a long rest.
I assume you're gonna do the 24-hour one. Just get all
That's
your
correct.
stuff back. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Get all the things back.
And
All the
Loki's
good
gonna
berries.
be shifting around his spells a bit.
And in order to get food, Bree is going to take out her blanket, put it over both her and herself, or her both her
and
good to know.
herself and Sib, and so that he can't see
Yeah.
outside of where the blanket is. And she's going to ungag him and say,
All right. Do you want to talk now, or do you just want to make the food?
Just
Bringing me is a lot more dangerous.
Do you think I care? If you go out there by yourself, you're gonna die.
Well, I didn't think you cared.
Well, I'm your sister. As much of an idiot as you are, I don't want you dead.
And she's not really looking into his eyes as she says it. She's just kind of looking aside, like she doesn't want to say that, but she feels like she has to.
And he says, "Well, I'm glad that you don't want me dead, but quite honestly, it's probably better that way.
What, that you die?
It's better that I risk dying and getting away than you carrying me around."
Or you could simply agree not to run away and stay with us. Much to my chagrin, Sib, you're strong, and having you with us increases our chances of staying alive.
No, it doesn't.
You
It
can all hear
does.
this, by the way.
You just hear it through this blanket. No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Well then, why don't you give me a reason why it's better for you to run away like this?
I can't, because if I told you, then you would be next.
She just kind of looks at him and she says,
If you're going to keep doing this, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure you get sent home.
No, I have to stay. You're the one that needs to go home.
What makes you say that?
Because I have a job to do out here.
And
I'm
what,
gonna
you think
see
I'm
it-
not strong enough to do that job too? You think I'm too weak?
It's my job.
It's not just your job, Sib.
You don't
have to do
understand
this
what you're
alone.
up against, Bree. None of you do.
Well, then why don't you inform us, enlighten us, and help us know what we're up against?
If I let you know what you're up against, then they'll come after you too.
Who will come after us?
I don't know, maybe the ice guys that apparently gave Sigurd PTSD. He's a lot stronger than both of us, and if it scares him, you better be scared.
Are you gonna make us food or not?
Fine. He makes the good berries.
Yeah.
she just kind of shoves one in his mouth.
Yeah, they kind of taste like sand, but they fill you up.
Why do they call it good berry if it tastes so bad?
Probably because it came from the sand continent. That was a time living there.
What do you mean living there? We do live there. Or well, I guess you're right. Currently. It doesn't matter.
And she puts the gag back in his mouth.
Wow! No, he's keeping his mouth shut. He's not letting her open his mouth and shoving things in.
I guess the rest of you get some good berries. What's done with the remainder of them? Who's you just gonna shove them in Sinbad's bag, or what are you gonna do with them?
I guess we just hold on to the remainder of them.
All right.
Yeah,
The
she's gonna
remaining
keep trying.
5.
So, after your night's rest, what is the plan from here?
We're going to continue making our way towards the Hell of Flames.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or are you going to tell us about that hole, maybe, Loki?
Loki, honestly, gonna completely and utterly be entirely honest. Loki is definitely noting it down, and he's gonna probably tell the Hell Flames later about it. But beyond that, Loki does not give a whoop about the hole. His mission is to get back to the Hallowed Flames. He's not interested in sidetracks. He might tell the...
Since everyone's kind of waiting outside doing this, I will give everyone a check to see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would assume also Sinbad still saw it.
Yeah, Sinbad knows it's there, too.
Yeah.
If you truly want to investigate this, I'll let you.
There we go. Nat 20.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
So,
I'll watch for mine.
yeah, let's just...
Nice.
A wonderful party. So after you uncover the blanket and distribute the good berries to everyone, Sabrina, as you give the last one to Loki, you notice it kind of behind him, kind of this circular. It looks too perfect to be natural. It's kind of this circle in the snow.
She's going to use Mage Hand to kind of brush some of the snow away.
It seems there is kind of there's ice there, but there's like it's a hole in the ground, but it's like this ice lid about a few inches thick, and it looks like something is down there. It's hollow. It's not water down there. It's like a cave or something.
I'm going to guess that none of you are going to want to find out what's down there.
Oh, I was aware of that. I noticed it last night, and I cannot say I'm too particularly interested in it. No.
Since you moved the moved the snow too, it looks like there is 3 statues down there or something, and it's about a 20 diameter. So it doesn't look like there's any like tunnels or anything in it. It just looks like a room, like a 20 diameter room, and there's 3 statues in it that you can't really make out because it's kind of obscured by the ice.
All right. She's gonna ritual cast detect magic.
Oh.
So you're I guess you're doing your big rest here. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll let you do it.
All right.
There are 3 sources of magic coming from down there, but it's kind of weird because it's not really magic, but at the same time it kind of feels like it. So it doesn't really have a school, but I will say it feels very similar to when Sigurd uses those runes of his.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm getting some kind of magic. It's not magic, but it is. It reminds me of whenever you use your runes, Sigurd.
Sorry?
Yeah. We're
He's gonna
not
kind of.
We're not really going anywhere right now. Do you want to go down there and try to figure out what's going on?
He's gonna kind of glance down at the hole. There's just like an ice lid a few inches thick.
Yeah, it's kind of fixed to the ground, so.
Okay.
Might remind you of the chimney.
You could definitely squeeze through this one. This one's not a.
Sigurd is gonna look at it. He's gonna turn to Sabrina and say, "You still have that pickaxe, right?"
Yeah.
And she pulls it out of the bag of holding and gives it to him.
He's gonna take it and just smash it, or just gonna strike at the ice.
All right.
All right.
You're gonna guidance him or something, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So
I also realized that there's something I need to do.
Okay.
But, yeah, I'll guidance him.
All right.
Okay.
So make an athletics check with this pickaxe of yours.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. All right. Ashen staff of...
Oh, the charges.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Thank you, D&D. Very cool. Thank you,
So-
D&D 5th edition.
You could definitely get through this,
Uh-huh.
but it's gonna take a while, and it's gonna interrupt your rest.
Oh. So
Sigurd doesn't care. You know what? No, he doesn't care.
Okay. So maybe the rest of everyone else is laying down, resting
You might
their
want to
eyes.
just give Sigurd all the remaining good berries while they still exist.
The rest of you are resting your eyes and settling down as you hear this clink, clink, clink through your day. But eventually, by about mid-afternoon, you get through it, Sigurd, and it kind of a hole opens, and you can see it's about a 15-foot drop down into this this room.
It's a 15-foot drop. Well, Sigurd doesn't have any rope anymore.
Bree's got some rope on her, I think.
Okay.
Let me check.
Immediately before, so it's a 20 diameter room,
Yeah,
15 feet down. What are the walls?
Hold up.
they're rocky.
Rocky,
It's not smooth.
not smooth.
But you do have a climbing speed, Aiden. So
Sigurd's gonna check for traps first and foremost.
all right.
See if there's anything that stands out.
Are you just
Bree's
like kind
gonna
of
help him.
all right? So it's dark down there too.
Oh, okay.
You can make
never
out
mind.
you can make out the statues. You can't really make out what they are, but you can see just like 3 large rocky figures. So you want to like drop a torch or something, or use a lantern.
Bree's going to find like a pebble or something.
Yeah, I was
and-
gonna say.
Yeah, she's going to give it to Loki and say,
Hey, could you do that thing you did with your clothes with this?
That's a cantrip, so I'm going to assume yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
He BRB, didn't he?
"Oh,
Yeah.
did-
Oh,
Oh,
it's a cantrip, like Fire Alley said. So can we just assume that he
it's
would?
just does he want to do this? That's the thing.
Well, probably.
Do you have a torch?
Probably.
Sinbad usually is the torch.
Oh, hey.
Loki has. Oh no, wait. Loki has candles. Never mind.
All right.
Are you willing to cast light on a pebble?
I mean, it's light as a cantrip, so yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't know if he. I just didn't know if you wanted
that's
to
fair.
do it or not.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I called it.
All right. So you light up a pebble. Yeah.
And Bree's just going to kind of drop it down there.
All right. So
Okay.
it illuminates this whole area. It's this it's this rocky cave, and the ground is smooth. There are no tunnels branching out from this place. It looks like this actually probably would have been a good place to hunker down, actually. But with the illumination, you see 3 familiar-looking statues, and they're that. Well, they don't look the same. They don't look like accurate representations, but you can definitely make out it's Reshiram, Zekrom, and Kiram, but more tribalistic. You know how some of those like totem statues and stuff have like really bizarre proportions, like really big heads and kind of bizarre faces? That's what these kind of look like. They aren't made with like refined stone work or anything. They look like they were just kind of chiseled out in some artistic depiction of them.
Huh.
And they're next to each other, very uniform, and you know that's where the direction the magic was coming from, Bree.
They seem to. The magic seemed to be coming from those. Want to go down there and have a closer look at them?
Yes. Yes, I would.
All right, she's going to get out her rope
All right.
and
Yeah,
a bunch
not.
of wands.
Yeah.
You know, messing with magic could be potentially dangerous.
Oh, believe me, I'm well aware. Like I said, I had to live with Sib, and when you've got lightning shooting everywhere most of your life, you kind of learn to be careful around that sort of thing.
Rope is tying down Sinbad.
Oh, that was a good point.
They only have so much rope.
I
Yeah.
guess Sabrina's
If that's
rope.
Sabrina's rope, then I guess
So
We used 100 feet of rope to tie up Sinbad. Okay.
hypothetically,
Oh, don't you have 250-foot coils?
It just says 100 feet of rope.
Hmm.
Aiden's got.
You know what? I'm just going to cut a little bit of the excess and then have Aiden magic it back together later.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, you know what? That's fair. That is a good use of mending.
could I cast rope trick on the rope around me?
Oh,
No.
Because rope is the component.
That has to be your own. Well, it magically you're using a spell focus, I think, anyway. So that wouldn't work.
Oh, it was worth a try.
But don't you have to untie him in order to get the rope?
You could probably just cut off whatever excess is not being tied
I
around
mean,
him.
unless you're suggesting we tie them up with 100 feet of rope.
I don't know. Mecha Gross is big, dude.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you have a little leash on him, so you can cut that.
Dang.
What?
Wow.
Can't believe this.
Yeah, you can use that rope and descend down there. Who's going down there?
Sigurd is, but yeah, there's nothing else of note down there.
No,
Just the stone, the statues, all that.
it looks very undisturbed down here. The ground is
Very-
stone. It's just the stone ground. There's no snow down here, which is kind of odd. But it still is cold.
No traps.
Yeah, no, there's no. It doesn't look like there's any traps. But if you want to look harder, you can do an investigation roll.
Sure. You know what? I might as well. Probably won't be very good, considering it's just a flat, a 5.
Yeah, you'd wager it's probably just seeing as you just uncovered this with an icy lid. You'd probably guess there's nothing down here that would harm you, unless those statues do.
Unless those statues can, yeah. In that case, Sigurd is going to slowly descend.
All right.
Is anyone else coming, or is it just Sigurd?
With them.
Oh yeah, Mecha Gross can totally fit in there with you, right?
Yeah, definitely. No.
Loki's going to keep an eye from above, but he's not going to go in unless his presence is specifically needed for something Reshiram related.
Aiden's gonna follow in.
All right.
All right. So while you guys are doing this, Sinbad.
Yeah.
As you're kind of laying there, miserable, moaning and growling at your treatment of the you've been receiving over the last day and a half, you hear a voice in your head. You hear this very androgynous, echoey voice in your head that says, "Need some help?"
If you are who I think you are, then no.
You want answers, don't you?
Not if they're from you. If you are who I think you are.
Who do you think I am?
Nero.
That's the wrong answer.
Surprising.
I'll give you a hint. Why don't you come down to the ruins and maybe we can talk business?
Huh. Well, there goes my theory of you being Nero.
And just as it came, it is now gone. You just hear the silence. Meanwhile, down in the cave, you descend down. I believe it's Aiden and Sigurd.
I think Sabrina
and Sabrina.
And Sabrina.
Sabrina went there.
So it's just Loki guarding Sinbad.
And I mean, Mechagross is up there too.
Yeah. Okay. You see these three statues in this empty cave. It seems like they're the only things here. And these large statues with big blocky heads and big blocky tails, they reach up to the ceiling, so they're about 15 feet tall. And
Huh.
they look down on you, and they look like they were carved long, long ago. They're you see the erosion kind of taking place on them in places. But what catches your eye, other than the statues, is what's kind of like engraved into their chests. In the Reshiram one, there is a red kind of small tablet stone. It's red. It's slightly glowing actually. And in the Zekrom one, there's a blue one. And in the Kiram one, there's a light blue one. Sigurd, there's symbols engraved on them.
Mm-hmm.
On the Reshiram one, it has the symbol Ild, which means fire in your runic language. And on the Kiram one, it's ice, spelt with an S, which means frost.
Mm-hmm.
And on the Zekrom one, it says Yuvar, which means storm.
Huh. Fire, ice, and storm.
What now?
That's what they mean.
And with how these tablets are put in them, it looks like you can take them out.
Sigurd is going... He's going to reach for the one that says storm first.
All right. So you approach the Zekrom one, and you're just putting your hand on it?
Yeah, he's gonna place his hand on it. Probably like pretty like admiring this work of excellent work of stonemanship. The fact that it's lasted all these years, even if it was sealed away like this.
When you touch it, these memories start flooding to you about just... It's very hazy and unclear. It's like when you wake up from a dream and you try to recall it, but as like vividly as you remember it, you sort of can't recall it. You see figures, kind of these very large figures engraving these statues, sculpting it, and placing the tablets into its chest.
Huh.
And with that, it also comes some knowledge to you. You think you can actually use these to perform abilities. Very much like the spell scrolls that were handed out to our magic friends.
Huh. He kind of... After that, he kind of like back... or takes like a step back, kind of like places his hand off it for a moment, goes back to like touch it again, and then does it look like it can be easily taken out?
Yeah, very easily. It just looks like they're kind of just set in there. They're not like fixed in there or anything. You could just pluck it out.
He's gonna go over and tap the ice one first.
Nothing really new happens. You just kind of get those same hazy memories that you kind of forget the instant you take your hand away, of just these being set here by these figures that you can't even make out their face, their body type. You just know they're very large.
Huh.
Sigurd, what's going on?
He kind of stands there for a moment looking at them and kind of before turning back at them and says, I'm not whatever these are, I mean, they hold some sort of power that I think they could be used. And he's gonna go and start, and he's gonna take the ice one out.
You go for it, and you pluck it out, and it's very cold to the touch ice you're holding in your hand. It's a little uncomfortable sometimes, but eventually your body just kind of acclimatizes to it. And yeah, you hold it in your hand. And this is what it does. So you use an action called invoking doing these. And they're used up like spell scrolls, but they cannot be counterspelled because they're not spells. I'm going to just PM you. This is the one you currently hold. But once you use it, it is used up.
Okay.
So it's consumable.
Yeah, it's a consumable. Yeah. It's like a spell scroll. You just feel the power of like ice coursing through your body as you hold this, very much like your other runes.
Huh.
There's no reaction from the statue, and you two see Sigurd take this rune from the Kiram.
Since Sigurd's grabbed one, Aiden is now quite curious about what's going on, and he's just going to try to see if he can actually grab the... There was a red one, you said?
Yeah, it's in the Reshiram depiction.
Yeah.
Who's messing with the wrong one?
When you pull it out, Aiden, you get no such effect. You just feel like you just plucked a stone here with a pretty little symbol on it.
It's just a rock.
Oh, just
pretty.
It's a rock.
The pioneers used to drive those for miles.
In fact,
how big is this tablet actually?
It's very small. Like if we're comparing it,
okay.
Like it's just like 3 inches in diameter.
Okay.
Just this little oval shaped.
Okay.
When you hold it, Sigurd, too, you could see it like the symbol on it glowing. This icy blue aura. In fact, I'll just give you them all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aiden, meanwhile, is just looking at it, kind of disappointed. He was like,
"It's just a rock.
This is kind of boring."
I like that. Huh. Okay. He's gonna. I guess he'll take the storm one as well.
Yeah.
Kind of hold the 3 together and be like, just kind of. I mean, he's very in awe, I think.
Yeah, the storm one, when you hold it, you see like little lightning like crackle between the symbols, the groves and the symbols.
Did they used to? They used to be here too? He kind of mutters to himself.
Who?
He's gonna kind of place he probably has a pocket where he has like a few small baubles that he places the runes on himself.
Yeah.
And he's gonna stow the 2 that he has away. He says, no one important. Not at least, not right now.
She just kind of raises one of her eyebrows and she's like,
A lot of secrets around here, huh? Fine, whatever.
I want to say, you're wanting to talk, but I can't. Actually, I don't know. Did she successfully gag him again?
She said she gagged him.
Yeah, but he's not going to let her do it. He's going to close his mouth and not open it for her to stuff something in.
she'll tickle him so that when he laughs, she'll just shove it in his mouth.
Roll a wisdom saving throw against tickling.
Okay. What I'll let you do, Sinbad, that's fair. I'll let you do a sleight of hand to maybe deceptively look like you are gagged.
All right. Let's see if Parser likes this plan. It likes it a lot.
Oh, no.
Wow.
So you managed to puff out your, like, maybe it's You made it so there's a little bit of slack, so you could possibly get out some verbal components. But it looks like you are gagged.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, what are you doing with the fire rune?
Aiden, you said you didn't feel anything?
It just I didn't get anything that you apparently saw.
Here, do you mind if I... He kind of holds out his hand.
He just hands it over.
Okay, then yeah.
All right. So when you hold this thing, this one's the most surprising of all because the rune kind of the letter just lights up in fire when you hold it, Sigurd, and that's not supposed to happen considering what's happening in the world right now.
Yeah.
Okay, can you? You're gonna have to teach me what you did with. How the heck?
I didn't do anything. I don't think. He kind of looks it over. I suppose these are similar to the sorts of runes that I use or know how to use. Maybe there's more of them.
Well, we'll certainly keep our eyes open for them if they're something that are useful to you.
He's gonna look back up at the statues again. They're all... I mean, I assume nothing's changed.
No, they just just stand forebodingly above you with their uncanny valley features.
Huh. All right.
In flashbacks to the weird mirror cave.
Bree's kind of on her way out of the cave by now. There's nothing else there for her.
Okay,
Yeah.
Before that, let's go back to Sinbad. As you're there, you do have your mouth kind of free. You hear that voice again. I can get you out of here if you want.
I mean, you already stole coal. So... I understand that you want something from me.
Well, you got that scepter, and I kind of wanted that, but you got it from me. They failed. That's on them. But I'll let you have this one. But if you would like to talk, I'm certainly all for it.
What could you possibly know?
I found out you were on that mountain, didn't I? Or what you were doing there, so to speak.
We had your bugged cards then.
Do you think that's the only thing I have?
It was the easiest way to find us then.
Look, I'm not here to argue with you about this stuff. I'm just asking, do you want out of here or not? I can set up an ambush if you want.
I can get out of here myself.
And where do you plan on going?
Why would I tell you that?
Well, information is what I have expertise in. And let's just say, I know you're looking for, let's say, relatives here.
I guess you could say that.
And you're so willing to do work for all these others, but did anyone ever ask you to what you want?
They want the world to quit freezing, and I want the same thing, because I know who's doing it.
Oh, I, believe it or not, want the same thing, too. In fact, I do plan on using you. It's just, I'm more transparent about that than, the Hallowed Flames or your buddies at the MDRA. You can't fault me for that. I'm being honest. Like that guy next to you.
Yeah, but I have a feeling that you and me have a slightly more concerning relationship on my end.
All I want is freedom. And that's what the Ice Continent offers. Do you think there's any place for me or my boys if the Hallowed Flame get their way? Or the MDRA, Expedition Society, Abolition? They seem so busy with a bunch of wild beasts running around or hunting treasure.
Well, one of the people that you hired is a murderer.
Look, I keep company with thieves, murderers, bandits, and even worse. But here on the Ice Continent, at least they're doing it on their own terms. And if they get cut down, I guess that's on them.
Either way, I'm not interested in making a deal unless you have very important information.
Well, I do have what you seek. But if you don't want any deals, I'll go away. You know where to find me, though.
All right, so is everyone still in like the cave?
At this point, are you just kind of this androgynous voice is just not talking to you anymore. So yes, everyone is in the cave.
All right.
Except for Loki and the Mecha Girls.
Loki's still here.
Yeah.
Man, what a nuisance.
I mean, assuming there was nothing else to do, I would bet we're probably climbing back out.
So I'm just letting him do what he wants to do while you're, like, right now you're down examining the stones.
Okay.
Okay. That makes sense.
I'm like, I don't want to have to do this. But I will. All right. I'm going to cast blindness on Loki.
Oh my god!
Did you have any spell slots? Because it hasn't. Yeah, because the rest is still in progress right now.
Right.
So do you have enough spell slots to do that?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I guess he'll just sit tight then.
All right.
Literally.
They don't notice it though. You do have a free mouth. All right, so they eventually emerge from the cave, and you are going to finish your rest. And Sigurd, you will not get your stuff back unless you want to spend more time resting.
That's fine.
Okay.
You said you were going to give me the rest of the good berries at least?
Yes.
Okay. How many
5
is that exactly?
HP.
5? Okay, that's better than 0.
Okay, so as we go into the night, is anything going to happen, Sinbad?
I mean, when Aiden, or not when Aiden, when Loki takes watch, maybe.
Okay, yeah, that's a fair point, because he'd have to go outside. So, how would you be doing this watch, Loki? Are you gonna... Would you be staying to watch Sinbad, or would you be staying to going out to survey the your area?
Loki would probably be. He doesn't really. He's not watching Aiden, obviously. He's watching Sinbad, but he doesn't really trust Sinbad. But at the same time, he's probably more focused on what's happening outside.
Okay. He's been sitting pretty tight for the last day, so you'd probably be confident he isn't going anywhere. You're not going to have your spell slots till morning, Sinbad, so just keep that in mind.
Oh, rip. That takes out all of the fun stuff.
Okay.
Well, he can continue to sell the bit by trying to wiggle out.
Okay. Just trying to wiggle out of the binds.
Yeah.
All right, then I guess we'll skip ahead to the morning. And are you going to take a little bit more time for Sigurd, or are you going to go at the break of dawn?
We'll leave that up to Sigurd.
I'm fine with just going.
Okay.
All right, we'll just go.
I still get a short rest, correct?
Yeah, you can still use a short rest. You just don't get
Okay.
your stuff back. But
Okay.
I guess most of your stuff comes back on a short rest anyway.
Yeah, the only thing that doesn't is Giant's Might, which is unfortunate, but...
Okay, as we reach the
and the
morning,
ribbons.
Loki is going to do a bit of switching around of his spells. He's going to specifically, in terms of preparation, he's going to have Hold Person, and he's going to have Dispel Magic.
All right.
Now, why would he have those?
I was planning, even before you mentioned that to him, I was planning on having him have Hold Person. And he has a different reason for having Dispel Magic, so the fact that he has the perfect combination to stop your plan was incidental.
I'll say it's 7 a.m. right now. What's your course of action?
Okay, so Loki is going to use the Ashen Scepter to give the blessing, the cold protection blessing to everyone except for Sinbad.
Oh my gosh.
Now, again,
we knew it!
None of this was intended because of it. Like, this is all stuff I had in my head long before he said I'm planning on using blindness on Loki. So I just want to clear it out. I'm not metagaming here. This was all in my head way before he said
Okay,
that.
let's continue forward. All right, you bless everyone, and if you guys didn't catch the mechanics behind that, you have a +5 to your frost checks that is magical. So it protects you from that harsher one farther east, but only that +5. So and you have it for a month. And I guess I got to keep track of this, which is annoying.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah. Okay. No problem. All right, you have blessed everyone. Except Sinbad.
Yeah, beyond that, as per the agreement, Loki is going to ask Serena to bring out the spell book.
All right, she'll give it to him.
And he's going to attempt to use Dispel Magic on the lock.
All right, do a charisma saving throw for me.
Oh, gosh. Interesting.
Hey, I'm good at those.
He's a cleric, so is he.
Yeah,
Ooh.
he's good at those. Ironically,
Roll
this is Oh! Okay.
So when you prepare to do Dispel Magic on it,
Ooh.
you see Loki just pop out of existence.
Oh,
Oh, it's this spell.
Loki? Loki?
So how is it? Is everyone sufficiently distracted by this?
I would say so, yes.
yeah.
Because I'm gonna bonus action Misty Step and then use rope trick on the rope on Mecha Gross and then just disappear from existence as well.
All right, so okay, Loki, you find yourself in this realm of just pitch black night. Wherever you run, you just see nothing but just darkness all around you. Yes, darkness. Yeah, shut up. It's just, but you kind of see. You could see you yourself are illuminated, but just everything else around you is just pitch black.
What the actual heck?
Meanwhile, while that nonsense is going on,
Oh no.
Sinbad slips out of his gag, and then he uses the rope that was around him to it kind of like ravels him up into this small hole, and it closes.
Yeah, he takes the rope with him so it closes off.
Yeah.
Oh. So he's gone too.
Yes.
Yeah, he's gone too. You'll turn around, he's gone.
Actually, does any of the party see that? Or...
Oh, you definitely see him do that, because he has to go
Okay.
like El Roperino to, do that.
And he rope tricked Mechagross or something?
No, he got the rope that was on him and used it as a component for the rope trick.
Oh. Okay.
So Bree sees this happen, and she's just like, "Oh, you."
So Loki's gone and Sinbad is gone.
Great.
Would Bree have recognized what happened to Loki?
Do an Arcana check.
All right. $21.
Yes. So, two things happened. That seems like that was a contingency. And the contingency was using a banishment spell on him. So he should be back in about a minute.
Okay, she just kind of goes,
He's fine. He'll be back in just a little bit.
So
okay, yeah.
So after it feels like it's been like an eternity, Loki, that you've been waiting around in this darkness with just no sight of the light, but then you just kind of pop back at your camp.
What? Ugh, okay, that was...
It was a banishment spell.
I
Harmless
see.
but annoying.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Well, we've got other problems.
And she just kind of gestures to over where the rope trick would have been.
Mecha Gross is suddenly ropeless.
That freaking...
I have 50 feet of rope now.
Don't worry. As soon as the spell ends, he'll just kind of fall out of it, and then we can just,
I guess you can get your rest now, Sigurd, too.
Oh yeah, cool.
I did you a
Thanks.
favor.
If you're going to be waiting around an hour from, unless...
Sigurd looks up, is like, what is probably from his from his journals, like, what is going on? He just goes back to bed.
Question. Can I still swap out spells since it's been morning during this time?
Yeah,
I mean,
you can do that.
Okay.
I said Loki was swapping out...
I have a reason. 1 minute. Where's
I said Loki was swapping out spells, so you should be able to...
Yeah.
Preparing spells, so fun.
Okay.
There's a very specific one I want to grab.
Are you doing anything in the rope trick, Sinbad?
I'm definitely regenerating a second level spell slot.
Well, okay, yeah, because you used rope trick.
That's
okay.
fair.
Yeah, that's fair, yeah.
So, wait a minute. Where is it? I'm going to be briefly just swapping out Expeditious Retreat for Snare. And in the time that we're waiting, I'm putting that below where he should drop.
Wow.
Oh my. All right, sure.
I mean,
Loki sighs and he says...
Sinbad is able to leave before the hour is up.
Yep.
So,
You're allowed to leave before the hour is up.
Yes.
so at like
You know what?
50 minutes.
Bree, before you do that, Aiden, Bree's just gonna say, you know what? Let him go.
What?
Just let him go. He's never gonna stop this.
It doesn't
It's
take me this long
not
to set
in-
it up.
It's not in my nature, even if he is an idiot, it's not in my nature to let him go.
I'd rather he'd not run away and get himself killed out there.
I don't want him to run out there and die anyway, but if he's gonna be this stupid, there's not really anything any of us can do. He's gonna run away at the first chance he gets.
At the very least, let's wait till we get back to the Hollowed Flames. There he'll be at least somewhat safe.
I'm still gonna do it.
So,
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't stop you. Go ahead, I guess.
so you
I
just
apologize, Sabrina, but the moment he appears, I'm going to be using what magical power I can to knock him out.
That's fine.
all right. So
like,
how's this going down, Sinbad?
So, like, at the 50-minute mark, he's going to Misty Step out, and he's going to fly and get as high as he can into, like, a tree or something.
You can't spells can't cross through, so I'm not. I'm gonna say you can't misty step through it.
Well, no, because he'll jump out of it, right? And then he'll Misty Step to a tree and fly.
I guess you were kind of.
Because you can see out the hole and stuff, so he can plan his jump and stuff well before he does it.
Okay.
You can see Aiden putting up the snare if he puts up a snare.
Yeah, you can totally see that coming. Yeah. Roll a d6, and that'll determine if there's a tree close enough for you to go to. No, there's not. It's pretty barren out there. You can't even really see outside because you're under a giant tree, under the roots of a giant tree.
wait, can he do in that one?
You can't see the top of it because you're like under the
okay,
roots because it's kind of like
Oh,
elevated.
fair.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll let you not do that spell slot if you wish. If you have any other plans here.
He's still gonna jump out and Misty Step to get as far away as possible, regardless.
Parsable.
Parsable.
You can get 60 feet. But I'll give everyone a reaction as soon as you do that.
Yeah, he'll poof like 70 feet away.
Yeah.
Ish.
He came out a little early, guys, and he poofed about 60 feet away from the tree.
And he's gonna say, all right. Let's talk this time.
Yes, let's talk.
Mhm.
What's the deal, Sib?
Loki,
This is beyond idiocy even for you.
Loki is going to prepare a flame strike the moment Sinbad gives any indication he's about to run, teleport, anything. Loki is preparing a flame strike.
So I am leaving because it's my responsibility and also to protect you all.
What?
You are aware you will die out here, right?
That is a possibility.
It's not a possibility, it's an inevitability.
You can survive on your own out here.
With incredible amounts of luck, maybe, but
All it would take, Sib, is you not paying attention and another couple of glacion jump at you. That's all it would take, and you'd be dead.
I mean, that's a far better outcome than what would happen if I stayed around. Also, I hope you know that the Queen of Hearts also knows where I am at all times, apparently. She wouldn't quit talking to me.
Can't say that surprises me, but that's not the point here. Why is this your responsibility alone? What makes you so special?
Because the freezing over of the continent is my responsibility.
Why?
I would disagree with that. I have very strong motivation to end this freezing curse once and for all.
There's a lot of curses you can't break. Neither can your Reshiram.
Again.
I disagree with that.
Well, it's not like she gave me the time of day to try anyway.
Sib, quit being so cryptic and just tell us plainly what you're getting at.
There's an ancient evil that is going to awake soon. Through me.
Through you.
Yes.
Well, it can't be very smart if that's the case. What, is it like going to possess you or something?
Honestly, I have no idea. But it will be through me, one way or another.
You do realize conventional wisdom states that one often meets their destiny on the road they take to avoid it, right?
I'm not trying to avoid it. I'm just trying to keep others from being hurt along the way. Something tells me that you're already one of those people that were hurt along the way, Sigurd. Judging from how you recognize those creatures, and I recognize them for a different reason.
Oh. Sigurd does not respond.
If you're really
That's
so
why.
fearful of this possessing thing or whatever, then... or this thing doing something with you, then instead of running out and randomly getting yourself killed, just leave this continent.
That's the thing. Then the continent's gonna... everything's gonna freeze.
And you really think that running off by yourself is going to stop anything?
I have to try to stop it one way or another, but I'm not gonna...
What makes you think doing that alone is going to give you any better chances?
I'm not worried about my chances. I'm worried about yours.
Look. Let's just make it back to Calder. And then we can go our separate ways.
If you fail, doesn't that mean there's no point to... Wait. No, that doesn't make any... If you went at things alone and then failed, then doesn't the same problem happen regardless of whether you tried alone or as with more Pokemon?
He's got a point.
I will have died trying, but at least I wouldn't have had to kill you along the way.
What makes you think we're all so incompetent?
It's not that you're incompetent, it's that you're up against 1,000-year-old evil.
Which, again, you're suggesting you can take on your own. Which sounds incredibly stupid.
Maybe I can, maybe I can't. But I might as well be the one to fight the evil that is inside of me. I can't avoid it, but everyone else can.
Okay, so what happens when you inevitably fail trying to do this yourself and it gets out? Then what's it going to do? It's going to come after us anyway, Sib. It's going to come after everyone.
Well, I don't think it'll come after you.
Why me?
Because you do realize that's where our family's magical line draws back to.
What do you mean?
So, I was hoping to stay as cryptic as possible. The
Yeah, that
ancient...
hasn't worked that well for you.
Well, I was hoping no one would have to know.
And then you tried
Especially,
running and made the problem worse.
I mean, you tied me up.
Anyway, get on with it.
So, a very long time ago, there was a Ninetales named Nero who gained incredible power, and he even was able to tussle with some of the legendary Pokemon. He vied for power, he destroyed everything in his path, and eventually, his 10th power, the last power that a Ninetales can get, was what we speculate to be time control. And so either he's going to reappear through a portal or take over a host of his descendants. And his mark was passed on. This is when he kind of takes his hat off, and you can kind of see like this ugly looking hourglass shape has been like seared onto Sinbad's forehead, like he was hit like a cattle prod kind of a thing. All the hair is dead there.
Ew.
And eventually the descendants quit using his power for evil, and that line passed through Mom to me. It's my responsibility to make sure that when he gets out, nothing bad happens, or at the very least, I'm the only collateral damage. But that's why our family has incredible magic powers, is because we got it from, well, him.
Loki?
Yeah.
The stuff he's bringing up is very similar to the stories of the sorcerers, the evil sorcerers, the hallowed flame dealt, and the other dominions dealt with back in ancient times.
I was curious, huh?
The name who he's talking about isn't really familiar to you, but this sounds like the MO of those arcane users.
If you are correct and such a creature is about to come, then you will not be able to do anything alone. You will need allies. History has shown us that such creatures cannot be taken alone. You have a better chance of surviving and defeating this great evil if you find reliable allies, not by running off and doing dumb things alone. And more importantly, you have family here who wants you, who wants your protection, who doesn't want you to run off alone. You should be grateful you have something like that, no matter what your family might have been in the past. If you run off alone, you will fail. Know that.
At this point, Bree's just kind of flipping through her spell book, and it looks like she's thinking like really intensely.
They're typing.
I was just unmuting. So you said your descendant, or your ancestor is the cause of them. Those people we saw at the temple. That's because of them.
They spoke his name. And that's when I knew I could not allow them to get any closer.
Fine. All right.
I completely understand if you hate me.
No. But if that's the case, I'm coming with you. If you're running off, I'm coming with you.
Yeah, hang on just a second. Look, Sib, you do know what kind of magic I specialize in, right?
I know you specialize in protective magic, but believe you me, nothing could stop this. At my lowest point, I tried asking Reshiram for help. That went well.
Yeah, well, you said that power flows through us, so I'm just saying, if he's powerful, and maybe I can be powerful enough to try to at least contain him to some degree. I don't know how, but how much longer do you have?
I don't know. But it can't be very long considering the state of the ice continent. It is possible that Nero is the Ice Queen, the one that's apparently trying to resurface with those ice creatures.
Well, I guess I'll just have to work fast then.
Well, that's my point. If they find out, and he kind of puts his hat back on so no one can see his mark anymore. They're going to want me in the right position when Nero comes back. I would much rather they not have to kill anyone before that happens.
Well, I'm glad I know all this now. It gives me time to think.
I've had 5 years to think about it.
Yeah, well,
Doesn't change much.
Yeah, well, you're not really the brightest thing out there, no offense.
So what are we planning to do now? We go back to the Hallowed Flames and then back to Dad?
Yeah, I think that's best. Get everything that belongs to the Hallowed Flames where it belongs. Get Loki back. Then we head back and let Brunhilde know everything went well. It's the least we can do for her after losing the coal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Could also very well give a good word of you guys to the Hallowed Flames if you wish for our help in containing what this thing is.
Yes, that would definitely be helpful.
I don't want to have more innocent people die to my hands.
Well, they already have. And if we don't do anything to stop it,
It's just
there will
going
be
to
more.
keep happening.
If
Oh,
what
see-
you say is true, innocents will die regardless. At least those innocents can prevent greater destruction. Then let greater destruction come and let even more innocents be taken down. I would gladly give my life if it means several others could be spared.
As would I. Fine. I see that no one's going to let me go it alone, so I'll let you make your choice, and I won't try to stop you.
Thank you, Sib. It was going to be very annoying trying to keep you from running away all the time.
Oh, by the way, I had my own rope the whole time. Then he gives her her rope back.
She just kind of looks at him and then just kind of swipes it out of his hand.
All right. We've spent enough time out here. Let's get back to, well, I guess we can't really call it civilization, but it's the closest thing to it out here.
All right.
Right.
Sigurd, you're topped off, by the way, since Sinbad's rope trick kind of gave you that extra time.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. So I'm going to treat that whole instance as an encounter, so I'm not going to have you roll encounter for the first day. I assume you're going at a normal pace, so you're going to go out here. But
Yeah.
I need you all to do the frost check. It's going to be 25 this time.
Okay.
25.
But you all have, I think most of you have 25 now.
I have 25, yeah.
Yeah.
Except for
Sinbad, yeah.
Let's see. I believe Bree has a 22. Okay, she's fine.
I
So-
think Logan
I'm
has-
fine.
So you have
Oh, yeah.
you have 20, Loki. You have 20. With the scepter's blessing, you have 20.
this is a case where I don't have to roll again because I have 24 here.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay,
You're all
Loki's
good.
fine.
All right. So you get to here. And you're going to make camp for a day.
Mm-hmm.
To get your
Yeah.
stuff.
Actually, is the castle still there?
Oh, it was, yes.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. When
Okay,
you
so
when you were in that general area. Well, I guess you're still kind of by the lake. Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah. Okay, just
Yeah.
curious.
Yeah. All right. I assume Sinbad's gonna satiate everyone with good berries.
Yeah.
All right. So you make it to the next day, and this time I will make you roll encounters.
Okay.
I'm gonna see the temperature too.
It's
Are we
like,
doing normal pace?
it
Yeah.
should be a
Yeah, normal.
D8 this time, yeah.
Yeah, it's 25 again. Is the 5. Ah.
Ugh.
I wasn't
Dang,
me.
nice.
There is an excess of ones.
Yeah.
It's
I
hard
mean,
with two people.
well, one person. Oh no, wait, you all have rolled, yeah.
All right. So as you're going along, the tundra, it's probably pretty quiet for a while. But on the horizon, you see a kind of a strange sight. You see this brown kind of bubble sticking out of the ground. Just in the middle of the snow. It's like about 10 feet in diameter.
Well, that's particularly unusual.
Oh, so you see it
That's-
too.
That seems like something to avoid.
Indeed.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that one. Let's try to keep a wide berth around that thing.
All right. You're just gonna walk around it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna walk around it,
Avoiding strange brown bubbles.
not approach it any further. Give it like a circle around.
Everyone do a perception check as you walk around it.
Okay.
All right.
Well.
Let's see.
Sabrina got a good one, I think.
A dirty 20.
Nice. Even better.
All right. 18.
So
17.
anyone who got over a 15, you hear like noises from it. It kind of sounds like snoring.
Oh.
I think something is asleep there.
Maybe we don't want to wake it up.
Indeed, tread carefully, quietly, and let's avoid waking whatever it is up.
Fine.
Okay. If you're not interacting with it, you can circumvent it, and you go
What
along
does it
here.
look?
It's
Yeah,
just
okay.
like it's just an opaque brown kind of
An opaque
bubble.
brown blob.
Do I recognize it as a spell?
Why don't you do an Arcana
Oh,
check?
oh, you're right. Yep, that's what it is.
It's a 12.
Well, we don't know that, but that's what it is.
You think whatever that is, someone is sleeping in it. It is definitely a spell.
All right.
I know what it is.
Oh, we all know. Don't worry.
We all know what it is.
But you guys are just going around it, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right. All right, so I'll say you could definitely reach the hallowed flames by nightfall, and you climb up the mountain. You go across the. Loki, this is probably normal for you. You know the fastest route up the mountain. You know all the little shortcuts and where the cliff isn't as steep and it's less prone to avalanches. You get the party up the mountain after the long trek to the southern end of the continent, and as you arrive at the gate of the camp Daybreak, the two Pig Knight guards see you coming. They see you in front. And you, by now, after what happened a few days ago, you know it's kind of standard protocol. They're going to zone of truth you and kind of do a little short interrogation. But as soon as they see the Ashen Scepter in your possession, their eyes widen and they run into the camp and like toot their horn and they yell, "We've got the Ashen Scepter! He's got it! He's got it!" And just kind of all the camp turns around to the gate and they begin swarming you, Loki. It just like sounds of like celebration and merriment. He's got the Ashen Scepter. I can't believe it. There it is.
Are we still outside the camp?
Yeah, they ran outside.
Okay, Sigurd is like, Sigurd like looks to Loki and says, "Do not hand it off until we get inside."
Calm, everyone. I must meet with Captain Uriel and give the staff specifically to him as soon as I can.
They kind of stop their merriment and like make a uniform line, like at the end of the Star Wars Episode 4, for you to like walk down.
Just split. The crowd splits, so we have room to walk.
Loki begins walking in and making his way towards Captain Uriel.
He's pretty privy to what goes on around camp, and all this commotion has probably caught his attention, so he's kind of walking out in his like grizzled kind of. He's very nonchalant but receptive, and so when he sees you, he's you see his eyes kind of widen for a brief second, and he nods his head in a very kind of stoic but kind of affirming way, like when your father sees you doing something proud and he just nods at you.
Loki can't help but get a small smile at that.
Yeah.
He approaches and says, "Captain Uriel, we were successful."
Should you zone of truth him, or do you think we're good?
He sighs and says, "If you don't mind, the party who came with me would like to have a quick zone of truth. Would like me to quickly zone of truth you just to make sure the Queen of Thieves has not somehow infiltrated our camp. Understand, I do trust you, but it is best if we remain cautious."
Well, I guess I'll need to do the same to you as well.
Yes,
He kind of understands as he ushers the four of you over.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Bree approaches.
So you kind of dual zone of truth each other.
Makes a Venn diagram.
Yeah.
And Loki is willingly going to fail.
Yeah, and he fails willingly.
Bree fails.
Oh,
Yep, I think
Sigurd
everyone-
fails.
Yeah. He starts off by saying, "Are you Flamekeeper Loki?
I am indeed Flamekeeper Loki.
Are these four the same who left with you not but 2 days ago?" Or
These
3
four
days.
are, to the best of my knowledge, the same Pokemon who left with me.
I am.
I am. Should we just...
yeah. I heard a Renial creep out.
I am.
No, you are not.
No, you're not.
Is that the Ashen Scepter you hold in your hands?
It is the Ashen Scepter. In fact, I've been attuning to it to help us come over here, and I can verify its authenticity. It is filled with Reshiram's divine flame.
Okay, your turn.
Are you Captain Uriel?
I am Captain Uriel of the Hallowed Flame.
Has any... Have you had any contact with the Queen of Thieves?
No, I have not, nor has anyone at Camp Daybreak.
Very well. Then I believe we could be sure that the truth has been spoken in this place, and my party should, or this group should be well aware that I am indeed handing the staff to the Hallowed Flames.
I believe it is not my place to use such an object. That is the duty of a Flamekeeper, and I think High Flamekeeper Loki deserves to use such a sacred relic.
Are you sure, Captain, that... I mean, I'm grateful, but this is quite a high honor.
I'm positive, and you know for sure, because that zone of truth is still up.
Loki, he's still trying to keep his stoic facade, but it's clear he's almost moved to tears, and he says, "Then I thank you, Captain Uriel."
Yes.
Can you stoke the bonfire with it?
Unfortunately, we can't do that with it, but as I told you before, the gate over there, over yonder, we can mobilize troops with its power. And we can possibly claim it. This is a great boon to us, and I suppose Loki didn't do it alone.
Indeed, these four Pokemon were instrumental in my success in getting this. If I were alone, I may not have managed to bring it back.
Did you find any other relics at the temple?
We
We
have,
did.
yes.
And Bree is going to take out all of the gemstone eyes and the holy symbols.
All like 20 of them.
22, actually.
including the ones that she took from Sinbad.
Yeah.
The scrolls and sword?
Yeah, I was trying to look for the name of it, but Sigurd
Right,
is going to take it
Twilight.
off his back. Twilight, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, and she's going to hand over all the scrolls, except for the Dispel Magic and Remove Curse ones, and she's going to say,
Is it all right if I keep these?
I would
I would allow them if you may, sir.
I would rather those in our possession. It might help for the battle to come.
she looks extremely disheartened, but
A compromise, sir. Can
Yes.
you allow her to study the scrolls for a moment, and then return them once she has finished studying them.
If you're using this mechanically to put them to the spell book, they are used if they're put in the spell book.
Oh. Oh. I was not aware of that. Well, there goes what I say. Well, I tried.
She looks. She also gave him the silver necklace that was in the box. But
Yeah.
she looks extremely disheartened, but she reluctantly hands over both the dispel magic and the remove curse scrolls.
Thank you.
She almost looks like she's about to cry.
Now, I have to admit, I have no love for them powers that you use, especially you two. Pointing to you and Sinbad. But, that being said, you have used them for a righteous cause. And, all things considered, what was in that temple doesn't technically belong to the hallowed flames. That was when the religion was young. When the separation occurred, we were very different from where we were before. So I suppose I can let you have one of them.
I mean, let's be honest. It's probably going to be the sword.
No, the scrolls.
Oh, the scrolls. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Sigurd doesn't want. It's out of character. Sigurd doesn't want the sword, anyways.
Bree's going to look at all the scrolls, and she's going to say,
This one.
and she'll pick the dispel magic one.
All right. And
Thank you.
like I said, I believe the most important lights are the ones inside the darkness. And I would be proud to fight alongside you again if you help our cause. But that being said, I think a reward is in order. And he nods over to one of the other flame keepers, and he gets a very large sack and then hands it to you for. And it is full of gold. 1,000 gold.
That's a lot of dollars.
Oh boy.
So it's 250 each.
Yep.
And as I said before, most of these relics, they don't belong to us directly. So I have something for the big guy there, as he points to Sigurd. He hands you Twilight. I think it can help light the way. You don't look particularly keen on using it. But it can be used to overcome the darkness.
Thank you. I'll protect it to the best of my ability.
But that's not all I wanted to give to you. Follow me. He takes you to the southwestern portion of the camp where it looks kind of like an armory where you see like crates full of weapons and armor. And he leads you over to this resplendent looking armor that is a full plate.
Oh.
It bears the emblem of the hallowed flames on the chest portion, but it's kind of like it's this very white and gold and these hints of this lustrous blue going through it.
Oh.
I think you deserve this.
What in the... he's probably going to go over to inspect it before anything.
All right, yeah, you see this. Despite how pretty it looks, that's kind of what you note. First of all, it looks very pretty, despite being a full plate when it's kind of known for being kind of ugly. But this is adamantine armor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what that does?
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay.
I've played D&D before.
Okay. Well, for the uninitiated, so he cannot take, if he wears this, he does not take critical hits. He still gets hit, but he doesn't take the damage from it.
Yeah.
He kind of sees you inspecting it. Satisfied?
I don't... Thank you so much. Well, this is very well made.
Mm-hmm. Some of our best armor.
Yeah. Thank you. I don't know if I could thank you enough.
Well, if you want to do more work for us, you're probably heading back to Calder. And I'm sure Brunhilde's going to be down there for a pretty long time. And if you ever feel a hankering of doing anything for us, just ask her.
I will do.
You all look bushed, so we'll treat you to a good meal, some warm beds. You could, if it works for you, you can head off in the morning.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So after the reward is handed out to you guys, the kind of the merriment starts up again as like they're kind of swarming Loki, kind of cheering and maybe lifting him up like the end of a 90s sports movie, pouring the Gatorade on him. Then it would be freezing cold after.
He's got the staff buff. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
At this point, assuming it's being super loud, you're already going to tell Aiden's trying to find wherever the group's sort of tent is.
Yeah.
Try to sort of hide away.
You notice they didn't disarm you either.
Oh.
Yeah.
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 Right.
This means Sinbad's playing cards for sure.
They have their pyre up. It's still wavering, but the Ashen Scepter didn't really help that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a shame.
But there's a very Captain Uriel gets them kind of back to work as the merriment started. It quickly stops again, and they go back to that dutiful state of readiness that like anything's going to happen. But you are treated to a good night at Camp Daybreak, with maybe the paladins and clerics sharing their stories with you. Maybe you're sharing some stuff with them. It's very festive almost as you are escorted to sleep, and the night goes on without a hitch. And I believe that's where we'll end our session for tonight.
I'm like, Sonic Link won't be here next time, right?
He probably won't.
All right, so Sinbad is going to say something to Loki first, if we can.
Oh yeah, you could probably get him alone. He's probably amongst his fellow Flamekeepers, but you can eventually, when a conversation stops, you can catch him.
Yeah, so Sinbad approaches Loki and says, I suppose I should be clear with you before we part ways. You probably could tell I don't quite respect your religion. However, I do respect your people and your culture together. What you do, I think, is done with good intent. And that is what I want to honor.
That's surprising coming from you, but I thank you all the same.
My mission here was always about helping people, so if you ever are in such dire straits you need a blasphemer like me, you know where I am.
Very well. Also, Loki, take care of your sister.
That was always the plan. That's why I didn't want her to be here in the first place, to be honest. But can't stop her any more than you could stop me.
True. She has a lot she believes she needs to prove. And she's family, like I said. Having family you want to be around is the greatest pleasure in the world, if you ask me. So don't lose sight of that.
Oh, I'll keep her close. I mean, I can't keep her far to keep her safe, so I better keep her as close as I can.
Alright. Just wanted to make sure you knew that. For what it's worth, thank you for at least being somewhat accepting.
Yeah. And then I guess we kind of awkwardly end the conversation.
Yeah.
I'm glad that session ended on, yeah.
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 Or if
Alright.
you want to end it on an even more awkward note, you probably hear Sabrina crying as you head back to the wherever
She
you all are
was
sleeping.
listening.
No, she wasn't, but she's still
Okay.
crying nonetheless.
All right. So
That's what he's gonna think when he walks in and sees her crying.
we're gonna end there. And after that successful mission, you're all level 5 now.
Woo!
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, just showering you with rewards, huh?
You know,
It's almost like we're gonna.
gold.
It's almost like
Oh,
we're gonna pay for it later.
Yeah.
yeah.
All
I
right.
wonder why.
You know, I was hard pressed of like, oh, they're gonna get to the camp, and like, what am I gonna do after that? But that whole little sideshow on the the trail there kind of solved that problem for me.
Don't worry.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we can preoccupy ourselves plenty well.
Yes, we can.
We can have a 15-minute side conversation with Bree and
Yeah. Anyway,
Hi, Sinbad.
It's been a
Well-
very interesting session.
we'll see you next Wednesday, same time.
Oh shoot, we haven't quit stream yet?
No, we have not quit stream yet. Okay, that's probably where we should end. So we're
All right.
ended now, guys.